Hey guys, it's Britt. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a really fun series and kind of bringing back an old time favorite. So I am going to Julia Child, is what I like to say, the How Not to Diet Cookbook. If you guys remember back many moons ago when we started this channel, some of you guys may have even found me that way. We went through some of the recipes in different cookbooks, but specifically Dr. Greger's stuff. And I love doing that, so I was just thinking about it the other day and I thought it'd be really fun to actually do it from start to finish. So that's what we're going to do today. We're actually going to go to the very first recipe in the cookbook. So I hope you guys will be inspired to pull it out if you have it. If you don't have it, we'll have links on where to buy it down below. And of course on, information from this on his website. I'm just a big nutrition nerd in general. And so I love Dr. Greger's, all of his stuff, all of his videos. I'm just really drawn to it, and it's been that way since I started this journey. And so I thought it'd be really fun to go along with you guys and do this one, the How Not to Diet Cookbook, and eventually his new one that comes out in the spring. So we're gonna start with the very first recipe in here. And I will say though that you'll hear me say this in each video. If the recipe is public, I can tell you guys measurements. I will post the link to his website. If he does not have it public, it's reserved from this cookbook, I will show you guys how to make it, but I'm not going to give you guys exact measurements because you guys should be supporting him. It's written, his cookbook, it's copywritten. So if he has it public, of course, like this first one is public, so I can share with you guys what's in it. But if he doesn't, we'll be just kind of showing you and walking you through. So I'm hoping you pull out your cookbook, you open it up, and you do it alongside with me, or you watch how we make it and then you get inspired to do it later, because everything, I promise you, is very easy and delicious. And I just have had so many recipes in here, and then the How Not to Diet Cookbook that we've loved, that I just really want to inspire you guys to make this. Pull this book out. It's such a good one. So we're going to go to the very first one, which is kind of like the simple preparations he has at the front. It's on, let's see what page it's on. It's on page 2, and it's his almond milk recipe. And like I said, this one he actually has public, so I will have his website post pinned as well, and I can tell you guys the amounts. And I've talked to his team and got the blessing for that too, which is really awesome. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of a nut butter. This is almond milk, so we're gonna use almond butter. But you can use any nut butter that you'd like. And we've used this recipe so often in a pinch where we've had, homemade pistachio butter. We've done it with, trying to think of all the different kinds. You can do it literally with any nut butter that you make. Almond butter is one that we have pretty often here. Sometimes we even have like Target sells a raw nuts, really nice raw nuts mix, and I like to make nut butter with like a bunch of different nuts, and I've done that as well. If anyone is interested in the Target raw nuts, I'll link that as well below. But you want to make sure it's raw, so you can make it yourself or you can buy it. There are a couple brands that you can buy raw almond butter from, and we just like make it ourselves really easy. But again, you can kind of shortcut that. As long as it's raw, you're good. You want to make sure that it's one ingredient, of course, and we want it to be raw because of the AGEs. So you guys have heard me talk a whole bunch about not cooking nuts and seeds and high-fat, high-protein foods like soy above a temperature of 250. And that's the same reason why we always do our nut butters raw. We don't toast them or anything like that to keep those AGEs at a minimum. We don't want to increase a good food and make it less good or harmful. So I have the 2 tablespoons of nut butter here, and I have 2 cups of water. So this is really easy to remember. It's just like 2 to 2. So half the time when I make this, I don't even have to pull up the cookbook because it's so simple. So 2 cups of water in your blender, 2 tablespoons of your nut butter. We have almond butter here. Make sure it's raw. And that is it for the recipe. We're just gonna blend for a couple minutes. I find that if you blend for a good minute or 2 in the Vitamix, you really want to mix everything really well. That's perfect. And then we just store it in a container with a lid in the refrigerator, and I just give it a good shake before we're going to use it. It lasts generally, for me, I'd say about like 5 to 6 days. I've even used it closer to a week, and it's been perfect. And what I also love about this is that you can make this into another recipe. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to share with you guys how to make it into a chocolate milk recipe.
The Drudy Family website and YouTube page is sponsored by our members. Consider joining our membership, where we include 10 whole food plant-based SOS-free recipes every month, a live and recorded cooking class, and 2 coaching sessions each month. If you're having trouble sticking to this lifestyle or not seeing the results you want, this is really going to make a difference. We also include our monthly favorites list, a monthly music playlist, and community. On top of all of that, we keep 4 months up at a time, so you have access to over 40 recipes, hours and hours of cooking classes, coaching sessions, and more. We'd love to have you as a supportive member. It's only $10 to join, and you are making a difference in how many people we can reach on this whole food plant-based lifestyle.
All right, so we're gonna whip this up. Again, you just pop your lid on, give it a nice blend. And once it's all blended, what I love about this again is you don't have to strain anything. So if you've made nut milks before, usually you're like straining things for a long time. It's a little bit more of a process, or you're buying a gadget that generally is a little bit more expensive to make nut milks. And this is just great again in a pinch. If I need a nut milk for a recipe, if I all of a sudden look and I'm out of my soy milk that I get, that's one ingredient, like this is my go-to. But one way that we've kind of played around with this recipe is I've made a chocolate version. Who doesn't love chocolate milk? And I'll have a little picture of our little boy on the screen right now. He's still too little, obviously. He's just on liquids right now. But I'm so excited for when he gets older and we can do these really fun recipes that are so healthy for him too. So again, sticking with the 2 themed, I do 2 tablespoons of cocoa or cacao to make this chocolate and 2 pitted dates. So like 2 for everything. So you can make this chocolate milk. You also can make this vanilla milk by adding some vanilla bean powder to this. And you can make this strawberry milk by adding in some strawberries. So like so many versatile ways of doing this and tweaking it. And again, down below, I'll have like all of these little options to kind of make it a little bit different if you want a different flavor than just the classic almond milk. But we just love it. I think it's such a great recipe. It's so quick and easy. It's one that generally a lot of people have these items at home. You know, water and nut milk is really, really easy. Nut butter. And it's so easy to whip up. And so again, we just keep this in the refrigerator with a lid on. We have whenever we want. All right, I will see you guys next time. We're gonna be going through the whole cookbook, and I can't wait for you guys to join us on this journey. All right, see you soon. Gotta go, little guy is starting to wake up from his nap.